Okay, fine, let's start. Whatever people we have already. So I have given the NISM mock test on last Saturday, last Monday. The question paper was, I think it is a moderate type. They are providing questions so we can easily clear the exam but not score much. The issue with NISM 8 is we have some qualification criteria. We at least get 60 marks to clear the exam, and it also have negative marking. So that's why it is a top examination rather than the NISM mutual fund VA. So I will share my experience. So I have attended the exam. The question which I face difficulties are the question related which are not covered in the NISM book. There are one or two questions like that, and there are the five questions related to impact of impact on premium of call and put when the interest rate changes. And there is only one line given in the NISM book, and there are 3 to 4 questions asked on that topic. Actually, I am working in proprietary day trading firm, so I know what is the impact of interest rate on the effect of on the premium of the call and put. So let's start with the what type of questions are there. So there is a Dinesh. Hello, sir. How much time to clear an ISM exam? Actually, the 2 hours time is given, but only you can easily clear the exam in most probably 1 hour. If you are only going for 60 mark qualification criteria, but if you are going for more than, then you need at least 1.5 hour, because I have read all my answers again, so it take me 1.5 hour. So I have attended all the questions. The 4 questions were wrong, so it deducted my 4 marks plus 0.25 deducted for each wrong question. So I got 95 marks out of 100. Okay, let's discuss the questions. So first, what are the questions related to calculations? So there are 5 or 6 questions related to calculations, and the calculator is already given in the NISM exam, the exam platform. So you didn't need physical calculator during the online examination from home. So you can easily do that from that. So the questions are from actually if you have if you read the NISM mock test, NISM book, then at the end of the book there are certain questions are given. In that there is a calculation based questions. Actually, all the questions which I have done regarding to calculations are the same as the NISM book mock test exam. Actually, NISM books questions are actually copy paste, but the values are somewhat different. So the questions are same, just values are different. Calculation methods are same, and all the calculation based questions are asked. Actually, 6 questions and all them same as the NISM book questions. So if you prepare from NISM book, then please practice the calculation questions, and you will easily clear the calculation questions. Second, what is tough for me? Interest rates impact on call and put premium. There are 3 questions regarding to it. So means if the interest rate rises, then what will effect is done on the premium of call and premium of the put. There are 3 questions. One is true and false, and two are from direct questions. So I will share with you. When the interest rate rises, the premium of call rises, means premium of call increases, and premium of put decreases. Okay, and when interest rate drops, the premium of call drops, means decrease, and premium of put increase, means rise. Okay, clear? When the interest rate rise, premium of call rise, and when interest rate decrease, the premium of call decrease. Vice versa for the put. When interest rate rise, premium of put decrease, and when interest rate rise, interest rate decrease, the premium of put increase. Okay, there are 3 questions regarding to it, and there is only one line given in the NISM book impact, and there is only one line. It is said that when interest rate rises, the premium of call increases and premium of put decreases, and there is 3 questions on that one line. Okay, the third is there are the 2 questions on volatility impact on the premium. So means a simple question like when the It is a what will happen to the premium of call when implied volatility rises. So it is a simple question. Higher the volatility, higher the premiums. Whatever the call or put, it is same for both. Means higher the volatility, premium of call is high, premium of put is high. If volatility is low, then premium of call and put both is low. Okay, there are the two questions regarding to that. Okay, next is two questions regarding to types of players, market participants. Means what is a hedger, what is a arbitrator. Actually, one arbitrator is a common question. Uh, Someone buy from one market and sell at the same time on different market to gain the profit from imparity between the prices. These are arbitrators. Hedgers means the people who hedge their risk using options, and traders means who take risk from the hazard on the base of their speculations. The price will rise or decrease on the base of that. Actually, there is one question: what is the main reason for the derivative introduction in the trading? Actually, in the financial system, the main reason for derivative introduction was only one: hedging. There is one question regarding to it. Means we have introduced derivative in financial system to hedge the portfolio. Either the part that there are the more traders than the hedgers in the market. Actually, okay, there is a most basic query regarding to people that what are the chapters weightage which are not dependent on the options like settlement, clearing corporations, legal regulations. Actually, most the questions, 60% of the question which are easy and attainable are from the upper chapters, upper four chapters. Means these are not on the trading players, trading markets, market participants, clearing corporations. All these chapters have some low weightage, but in the last chapters there is a two chapters legals legal and regulations part of the trading derivatives, and one is a clearing corporation settlement procedure. These two chapters are important. They will ask difficult or tough questions from them which are tricky for you if you are not reading from the books. Okay, next is okay, there is two questions regarding to margin monitoring. So margin monitoring is done online on every time when the trading is going on, and another is M2M, M2M settlement. So M2M settlement are on daily basis. Okay, these are the two questions regarding to them. So there is a one question in from the accounting means taxations and accounting part of the derivative. So you can read from the question was if uh, on the last day of expiry, if buyer of the call get the delivery, then where he put that entry as an expense or as an income. So when the trading starts and he any person which buys the call, whatever premium he pays, it is considered as a expense. And when he got the profit means favorable difference at the end of the expiry, then it is considered from income. Vice versa for the put, maybe call sellers. So when people sell calls, it is first they get the premium, that entry goes to the income, and when at the end of the day, what is the difference they at the settlement price when the exercising is done, then it entry goes to expense. So there is only two questions when it goes to expense or income. Okay, there is four lines you can read and give at least two questions can be asked from them most probably. Okay, next is okay. There is a one question. There is a intrinsic value, maybe negative or not. Though there is a no intrinsic negative value, so you will get at least five questions from what is the intrinsic value of that call or put, when it increase, when it decrease, when the strike price increases, what how much the value of call increases or not. Okay, there is a TNF questions, true and false questions. Okay, from the settlement chapter, the one three questions are asked regarding liquid asset of the clearing corporations. Okay, there is a 50-50% liquid asset they have to provide to the clearing corporation by clearing members. First is no, cash or cash equivalents like cash, bank guarantees, deposits, government securities, T bills. Okay, non non cash part consists of securities with haircuts. Okay, It is securities means tradable securities shares. Okay. There are three questions regarding to that. Okay, there is a one. There are two questions tough for me. These depend on contango and backwardation. So, what is a contango? Contango means uh, actually, if you are trading in the market, then you know that spot price is always less than the future price. In the same manner, future price is greater than the spot price, then it is a normal market condition. So, it is referred as the contango. Same goes for the future to future, means this month future is less expensive than the next month future. So this is the normal market conditions. Okay, this is considered as a contango. Okay, what is a backwardation? The condition reverses, like your future has lower value than the spot price. It actually happens when there is a sudden crash, like we have faced in the last 1 year coronavirus. That time the future values are actually lesser than the spot price, so it is known as the backwardations. Same goes the future. This month future is actually expensive than the next month future. Okay, these are the backwardations. Okay, there is one important question. So it is a clear regarding to settlement. So when we calculate the positions of the client's position has to be gross base. Okay, there is a two word, netted and gross. Netted means one client has a means client A has a position 100 long and 100 short. Second client has a position 200 long and 200 short. Okay, so total position is, what is the total position? The total position is for that trading member. The trading member is a total position 3000 long and 3000 short. Okay, we can't actually we can't add and subtract from both positions. This is called as the gross basis. Okay, so we have to done gross when the client position is calculated. And for the proprietary firm, means the trading desk trading member trading on his own account, then there is a netted positions. Means if in the proprietary account they have 1000 long and 1000 short, so they can netted each other. There is a zero positions. Okay. So actually there are three questions regarding to it. So please clear that. There is a question regarding to the one client has open positions 900 lots. Second client has a short positions 800 lots. So what is the total position? The total position is 700 lots. Total of the client A and B, irrespective of the buy or sell. Kindly drop the message high so I can see there are the how much people are actually seeing this. The next is regarding the calculation of PNL of writer and the future. Okay, whereas if you are writing, actually, if you have sold one put, so what is the maximum loss? What is the maximum gain? Maximum loss? What is the maximum gain? Loss. If you are buying a call, what is the maximum loss? And there is a one question regarding to calculation of future. If you bought a future, price increases by how much? So what will be the profit? If you are sorting one future and the price decreases, so what will be your profit and loss? Okay. So there are the three questions regarding to that. So please clear your please read these things. Let me actually clear your doubts. Like if you are selling a put, then your maximum loss is limited. It is not a unlimited loss because stock can goes to zero, not below zero. Okay, I will share the notes. Actually, after there is a okay, Rishikesh, can you share the notes that you are taking about the descriptions? Okay, actually, after the clearing the exam, after giving the exam, at the same time in the next 5 minutes, I have written down all the things that was asked in the exam, so I can't forget that. So I will share the note at the end of the this webinar, this stream. Okay, but it is a rough notes, so I hope it will be understandable to you. It is not like a ABCD. What are the questions asked? Actually, I don't remember the perfect questions. Okay, 13 position square of process. Okay, these are the questions like if you have bought call and you want to square up the positions, then how you will square up? By selling the same call, same strike price, and same expiry. you can't square up the position of long call by long put. So there are three questions and two are from TNF, true and false. The questions was if someone has buy the long call and for squaring up that position he has to go for long put. It is a true or false. So it is a false. Okay. So that type of question asked like if someone has go for the short call, then how you will square up the positions by squaring of the by selling the same put. So there was the false questions. Okay. Another is bullish and bearish spread creations. Okay, there are the four spread you can easily calculate. If you are doing some trading, then you will know that. So the my question was it was a bearish spread means what will be the position if you are buying a higher strike call and selling the lower strike call. Same type of question if you are buying a high strike put and selling a lower strike put. So how what will be the spread, bullish or bearish? Okay, these type of the questions. Okay, I will share the rough notes also, so don't worry about that. Actually, these notes are from the 5 minutes after the exam, so I remember most of the questions, most of the things which was asked. 15 is clearing corporation default. That was the main tough question for me. So once one clearing member defaults, then clearing the settlement process will be due until that clearing member clear his due. Means the settlement process will be uh, stop until that clearing member clear is due. True or false? So that was the false. Even any clearing member go for the default, still the settlement process has to be done on the right time. Okay, so there are the certain, that's why the trading guarantee funds are created. So we people can't wait for the trading member to pay his due. So for the settlement going on continuously, even if one trading member do any default. Okay, there is a one question which was not asked. So the clearing member can the words are clearing member can transfer one position of the trading member to the other clearing trading member because for in case of any trading member defaults. So that was the true. Okay, what is the bullish spread and bearish spread? So you can read in the NISM book the theory is given. Even I tell you right now, you can actually draw in your mind what is the bullish spread and bearish spread. So let me say that if you buy, still I will tell you that if you buy higher strike call and sell another higher strike call, then this is called as the bullish spread because when the market going up, you are gaining profit. In the same thing, what is the bearish spread? So you will sell higher strike call and more higher strike call will be bought. Means first come to sell and the next come to buy. So it is called the bearish spread. Means market will go down, you will get benefit. Okay, actually I remember one question. So when you sell one put, what will be in what scenario you will get profit? So there is the true scenario when you will get profit by selling put. If the market remain at the same and market rises. Okay. So that type of question asked in the exam regarding to the put. When you sell put, what is the scenario when you will get profit? There are the two scenario. Even market will remain the same time, still we get profit, or market go up, then we will get profit. Only one scenario when market go down and more than the break-even point, then we will get loss. Okay. You can read the bullish spread and bearish spread in the chapters given by NISM books. It is easily uh, given in the book. It is tough to explain in the this live session. Okay, the 16 is cross margin. So there is only one question regarding to cross margin. So cross margin is available in the derivative segment. If you have one cash position and derivative positions, so they'll provide you some margin benefit until your cash position netted off your future positions, mean derivative positions. So both the profit and loss will be carried out in the same positions. Okay, the cross margin is available. The exercise settlement of the seller. Okay, these are three questions asked. When the settlement is done at the expiry day, what will what will buyer get, what will seller get. Okay, let me clear that. So let's go for the when you buy a call at the settlement, if you are in the money, then you will get long positions. Means you will get the same quantity of lots from the seller. Means if you are a buyer of the call, you will get the shares. If you are seller of the call, you will sell that shares. Okay, vice versa. If you are seller of the put, you will get the quantity. If you are a buyer of the put, you will sold the quantity. Okay, and if you are a long in the future, you will get the quantity. If you are short in the future, you have to sold the quantity. If you don't have the quantity, then it is called the short selling, and you have to buy from any other way, or you have to go for the auction market. So these are the some actually complex things. So in the simple words, if you are a buyer of the call, you will get the quantity. If you are a seller of the call, you have to you have to give the quantity. Okay, and if you are a buyer of the put, you will have to sell the quantity. If you are a seller of the put, you will get the quantity. Okay, actually only index fund has the cash settlement things. There is also one question regarding to that. If you are getting a in the money call, buying a call in the index fund, and at the exercise price it is in the money, what you will get? So it you have got only profit in cash. Okay, these are the cash settle. Index options are cash settles. Okay, index futures are cash settle. You will not get any delivery. You will only get delivery in future segments and future and option segment of stocks. Sorry, index options are cash settle. Okay, I have covered that. So what one question, true and false, professional clearing members settle the institutional client. So there are the three clearing four clearing members. Self clearing member clear the trades of his owns. Professional clearing members and trading cum clearing members, they both have authority to clear their own trade. Actually, trading cum clearing member can settle their own trades plus their clients trades plus other trading members trades. Okay, and the professional clearing members, these are the only clearing members. They are not broker or trading member. So they only clear they only settle the trades of institutional clients. Okay, so the question was, professional clearing member settles the institutional clients trades. So it is a true. Okay, you can write Rishikesh. So I will tell you that what is the right and what is the wrong in bullish and bearish spread. You can type in the chat. Okay, the 20 is okay. This is also some tough questions. What is the impact of dividend on the premium of call and put? Okay, so let's say there are the two things: ordinary dividend and special dividends. Actually, extraordinary dividend. The other one is, so when company declare dividend more than 5%, it is a dividend, and less than 5%, it is an ordinary dividend. So when the ordinary dividend is given, the strike price of stock options will not change. What will change? The premium of call decrease and premium of put increase in the same manner. Okay, okay, let me clear again that in the ordinary dividend means actually whenever the dividend is given, the premium of call will decrease and the premium of put will increase on the ex dividend date. Okay, the another thing is when the ordinary dividend is given, the strike price value will not change. But when extraordinary dividend is given, strike price value will be changed minus by the dividend amount. Okay. So in the last month, actually, I have seen the PFC when he has given dividend of 7 to 8%. The strike price of the PFC is minus by their dividends. Actually, we can say that they introduce new strike price. Okay, so when ordinary dividend is given, strike price will not change. Only the premium of call and put will change. Same goes for the extraordinary dividend. Strike price will change plus call and puts premium will also be changed. Okay, the call and put premium will be changed whatever the dividend is given. Okay, extraordinary or ordinary. Yes, only seller of the call input will be get the premium. Okay. The another one is limit order. So there are the question related to order. So what is the limit order and what is the market order? So I got the question regarding to limit order. Means a person is placing a order to get best price. So when we are going for base price, it is a limit order. What is the stop loss? Means market order. So whatever the price is given by the market, we have to accept it and we are going for it. And what is the stop loss order? Means we are exiting the positions. So there we are not bargaining for the price there. Whatever price is given, we are going for that. Okay. In other words, we can say that what is the limit order? So you are going for bargaining. Someone asking for $5 for something, and you are quoting for 4.89, 4.9. Okay, these are the limit orders. What is market order? So you will go to the market and buy whatever the price is given. You need the apple, you will buy whatever the price quote by the dealer. Okay. Okay, Greeks. So there are the five questions on the Greeks. What is the impact of interest rates? So rho, impact of volatility. So vega, impact of time, theta, and whatever the machine. Actually there is no question regarding to gamma on that. Delta, change in the price with respect to the premium, then that is a delta. Okay, there are the five Greeks, and actually five questions were asked from that. Even you read that five questions, you can easily attend that five questions. They are not the top question, only theoretical questions were asked. And there is a one question regarding to higher the time, more the premium, true or false. Actually, there are the two questions. If we are going for higher month expiry, the premium will increase or decrease. TN, true and false. So increase. Okay. So there are the 24 notes I have taken after the exams. It will actually cover more 80% of the questions regarding to it. So thank you for attending these streams. And actually, whatever the participants, I am happy that at least two or three people will know what type of question is asked. And my suggestion is, if you are going for online exam from the home, please charge your laptop fully, because it will take 1.5 maximum time, and for that time we need fully backup of your laptop because you are running on high brightness. Okay. The next is, if you have any question regarding to online examination, you can ask. Type, I will give the answers. We at least need 2 minutes more. Okay. The next is okay. Let me. I have. Okay. No, there is no given. Plus, you don't need calculator. Calculator is already given in the system. You can use it, and don't use by uh, mouse. You can directly use your keyboard's number, so you can use calculate that in easily in available times. Uh, the another thing is, no, there is no other things. If you have any questions, so please ask here. Okay, so there is no question regarding to that. So Rusikesh, only call seller and put buyer get the premium. No, no, no. Seller get the premiums and buyer has to pay the premium. Whatever, call or put, it doesn't matter. Okay. So call seller and put seller both get the premium, and call buyer and put buyer has to pay the premium. Okay. Thank you for attending, guys. Yes, yes, I will add the notes in the descriptions.